take on France in the last quarter-final of World Cup 2000. The Kiwis, one of 4 nations to arrive at this stage with a 100% record. We're here at Castleford, and France are making their second appearance in the World Cup tie at this ground. In 1970, they lost 6-0 to Great Britain. The New Zealanders are the most prolific point scorers of the group stages. 206 points at an average of 69 per game, 38 tries, an average of almost 13 a match against the Lebanon, the Cook Islands and the Welsh. But the French, Gilles Dumas' team, have enjoyed a renaissance in this World Cup. He has eradicated 2 major problem areas: the concession of needless penalties and an inability to control the football. Clear night, perfect night for a good fast open game. The pitch a bit spongy, to use Frank Endicott's own words. Here's his team: Barnett at fullback, Jellick, Blackmore, Talau and Wangener, Paul and Paul, Henry and Robbie. Smith, Swain, Ponga in the front, Ruhr and Kearney second row, and Swan at the back of the scrum. And the bench: Kalis, Wangener, the other one, that's Joe, Wiki and Carroll, and the coach, Mr. Endicott. And the French: Bonquet, Garcia, Cassin, Dulac, Seven, Devecchi, the skipper, and Rinaldi. And the forwards: Heshish, Wolf and Sands, Guisset and Talek, they need no introduction to British viewers, and Jean-Pi is the loose forward. And the substitute: Despin, Carrasco, Sort and Texido. The coach is Gilles Dumas. And the French tonight in their change jersey, predominantly blue in the group stages, but predominantly white tonight. And that's Freddie Bonquet. Behind him, Jean-Marc Garcia. They are also familiar faces to viewers of Sky Sports in this country. Remarkably, the French have conceded just 1 penalty so far for foul play, and they have made the quarter-finals with the second fewest number of handling errors in the tournament. Gilles Dumas has done a wonderful job with this French team, but they are arguably the biggest underdogs of the quarter-finals. Samoa, who faced the Australians yesterday, of course, might have disputed that tag with them, but what a formidable set of opponents they face tonight. The New Zealanders, who haven't lost an international against France for 20 years, 6-5 in Perpignan in 1990. They have won the 11 of the 12 internationals since, but on the last occasion they met in 1995 at Palmerston North, New Zealand and France drew 16 all. It was almost the biggest of big upsets. And these Kiwis have featured in all 12 World Cup tournaments, but they have yet to emerge victorious. Maybe the year 2000 will be that year. And there is one of the endearing characters of Super League, Frank Endicott, leading his men out. Behind him, Richie Barnett. We will see him in Super League next year with the London Broncos. And of course, Henry Paul and Robbie Paul are there as well. Out they come, and Nigel Wangener there. People will remember him from his days with Warrington. But it's great to see Richie Barnett back as captain of New Zealand. A very bad cheekbone injury in the Anzac Test against the Australia. He missed much of this season with the Sydney City Roosters. And in 2001 he will be running around the Valley for the London Broncos. Well, as per normal on these World Cup occasions, we will now have the national anthems of the 2 nations. And it's the French national anthem first. on the terraces, and the French with a massive task against the New Zealanders, and it's their anthem now. Plenty of familiar faces there. I almost forgot to mention Richie Blackmore, of course, of the Leeds Rhinos, who takes his place in this New Zealand side. Now, it is Remembrance Sunday, and the World Cup now remembers the war dead for 1 minute. The minute silence impeccably observed, as it usually is at rugby league occasions. So there is Richie Blackmore. Test debut on the wing and 2 tries against the French in a 60-6 win in 1991. Many people predicting as big a winning margin for the Kiwis here tonight. But looking at this pitch, Steve-O, there's the referee Bill Harrigan of Australia, by the way. The footmarks of the players are there all over the place after the training runs. And it's going to be heavy underfoot. Standing there to a man, led by their former captain Stephen Kearney, and the New Zealanders over here on tour to hopefully cheer their men all the way to the World Cup final at Old Trafford on Saturday week. So back to those conditions underfoot, Steve-O.
Well, as I said, it will take its toll, especially late in the game. And also, of course, both sides, both coaches and the players realising that the ball was skid on top of the surface, so the kicking game, the short kicking game will be important. But the big question is, can the French really get their defence organised against this big outfit?
Short kick-off, it's come up perfectly for the Kiwis. This is Craig Smith for them. It was palmed back, I think, by Brian Jellick. And New Zealand having first use of the football despite the kick-off. That's Matt Brewer on the drive. And the tackle coming in from Gise and Talek. And the referee unhappy, an early penalty. There's a hand in there. And so here's first opportunity, and will the New Zealanders take the kick at goal? They're looking for Henry Paul.
Little doubt in my mind that Jerome Gise certainly interfered with his opposite, Matt Brewer. But this was a great option, wasn't it? Let's get into it straight away. No intention of trying to get to the ball. Good jump from Stephen Kearney.
Yes, it was Kearney, not Brian Jellick. My apologies. Kearney doing well, palming the ball back. And, well, one tackle, one penalty.
Interesting to see that the Kiwis actually opting for the 2 points. Everyone here perhaps would have thought that they would have run the football. They'll try to run this French outfit off their feet if they can.
Well, 7 goals in this World Cup for Henry Paul, make that 8 for Henry Paul. Winning his 21st cap for Frank Endercott's side, the New Zealand coach, and the Kiwis with an early 2-0 advantage.
Well, that indicates to me that
well, it indicates
New Zealand side respect for this French outfit.
And you might remember, Steve, during Super League, Frank was a little bit quizzical once or twice of some of the opposition against Wigan who didn't respect the opposition and ran the football on penalties.
Well, he can catch you out. It did surprise me though, especially with the way that the Kiwis have been scoring heavily throughout this tournament. That's a bad mistake. Now will they take the 2 on offer again? I doubt it. I think they'll punch it right into the corner, but not the best kick-off from the full-back.
Well, just too much height, too much length, too much width. Not quite accustomed to the jungle, Freddie Bonke.
Well, if you look at the wide shot there on the difference in the height of the two sides, the Kiwis powerful right across the ranks, all the way to the 3/4 as well.
Swain is the dummy half, and he elects to go to the right and finds Robbie Paul, and there's Matt Brewer, and there's the first try, and the inevitable has started, I'm afraid. Brewer with the try, and I don't think, apart from kicking the ball out on the full, that the French have touched the ball yet.
All came from that mistake from Freddie Bonke, and that was a simple try. Not the best defence. Basic football taken on the blind side. See that the Jean-Emmanuel Cassin made a real meal of it. And Mr. Rua off to a flying start. Not the best start for the French side. Nerves aplenty, perhaps.
It is expected, though, this New Zealand side will roll right over the top of the French. They have done that, as I say, throughout the course of the qualifying group stages. Lebanon, the Cook Islands and Wales all felt the weight of this Kiwi attack. And Henry Paul now with his second kick at goal of the night. Tries to drift it over the crossbar but misses. 6-0, New Zealand lead. Another chance coming up here for Freddie Bonke to kick off and kick off correctly.
Well, the French coach, Gilles Dumas, will be unimpressed with the effort there from his centre, Cassin. Really just an enormous dummy and then just seemed to just stand still. There's a big second row Rua just went for a gap. That's lost.
Quentin Pongia lost that, even though Brian Jellick dropped on the football.
No real advantage for the French side. Good hit.
Gail Talek. And now that's Cassin again. The French with the use of the ball for the first time. Vincent Wolf is the dummy half. The runner is Jérôme Guisset. Finished with Warrington. He's now at the new club Catalan. Craig Smith, the vice-captain of this World Cup party, with Stephen Kearney getting the tackle in there. Good little drive. It was Vincent Wolf. Hashish was the dummy half. Gets it away to Rinaldi. Rinaldi on to De Vecchi. They slightly lose their way a bit, but Bonke picks up the pieces. It's the fifth and last though. At least the French have held on to the football for the full complement. And De Vecchi dabs the kick through, but it's easily swept up the back by the New Zealand defence.
Good work there from the winger, but nice little chip through from the skipper, De Vecchi. Oh, good long ball out wide. They've got the overlap.
And they're prepared to run this Kiwis all the time.
There's a little kick from De Vecchi. Well, the defence was pretty solid. Now this is the important moment now for the French forwards. They really have got to get into the face of the New Zealanders.
Swain again, the dummy half, and there is Stephen Kearney. And he gets away from Talek and he gets over the halfway line. Eventually they got to him.
Great forward, I was just about to say that, Eddie. Stephen Kearney.
So is this fella, Matt Brewer. He's having a marauding night already. 6 minutes gone. Swain dummy half, and this is Henry Paul. Little grab out to the wing, looking for Vangana. Vangana hacks it forward, but it bouncing off the legs. Stolen from him. It went backwards. No, the referee blows the whistle. Seven will breathe a sigh of relief.
Logan Swan got the opportunity, so that Savant, he made a meal of it. The Australian referee Bill Harrigan quite happy to say that loose forward Logan Swan came up with a knock-on, but that's pretty solid defence.
Offside though. Was it offside? Yes, it was. And he's pinged Robbie Paul for the race from the defensive line.
Big night for Robbie Paul. You can see that he's quite eager. New Zealand coach Frank Endicott quite happy to rest his number one halfback, Stacey Jones, one of the stars of the Kiwis for several years. Great player. It just shows you the amount of depth that Frank Endicott has to work with in this World Cup.
Yes, if Stacey Jones was English or Welsh, or Scottish or Irish, it would be unthinkable that he would be left out of the side. Play on, because it was a mess either way, and Bonke has it back for the French on the halfway line. Wolf was the dummy half. The big man asked to charge at this New Zealand defence. They did that in the shape of Jérôme Guisset. De Vecchi gets it away to Jean-Pi. Great World Cup, this fella, Pascal Jean-Pi of the Catalan club again. Now then, it is with Talek of the Halifax Blue Sox. A bit of a wanderlust, Gail Talek, Wigan, Castleford and Halifax. Nice little tap through there by Rinaldi, but swallowed up by Richie Barnett.
He's in wonderful form in this World Cup, is their captain Richie Barnett. What a great purchase for London Broncos for next season. As Eddie mentioned just before the kick-off, it's great to see him come back after that horrific facial injury he received. And his confidence is back. Certainly has been outstanding so far for the Kiwi side.
Matt Ruo was able to run about 10 or 15 metres there before he was eventually met by Jason Sands. Here's Pongia, big hit on Pongia. Great flying effort by Guisset. Sands in there as well, and Vincent Wolf. Now with Henry Paul, and he just hammers it downfield, but on the bounce into the arms of Bonke. The French, they have the sympathy vote on the terraces, that is for sure.
Pretty solid defence. You can see how that New Zealand playing a very tight defensive pattern, but they're going in at the angle. They're forcing the French into virtually one-out football. We've got them offside again. Mr. Harrigan has been quite explicit to the Kiwis to get behind me, and in fact there wasn't one Kiwi that did that. Not one.
Well, Harrigan, one of the most experienced referees in the world. Tests state of origins back home, almost an ever-present in state of origin football. This is Heshish now. Rachid Heshish has played the last 5 internationals for France. Vincent Wolf gets it away to Rinaldi. He looks wide and finds Talek. Talek, that's a good run, and he gets the ball away. Jean-Pi picks it up for the French, trying to skirt around the floor and does. Good job for Richie Blackmore that Talek was there in defence.
Good speed as well from Pascal Jean-Pi. He likes nothing better than to skirt down on that short blind side.
Rinaldi to De Vecchi, then from De Vecchi on to Bonke, taking on the defenders, Henry Paul there and also their Logan Swan. Heshish, horror start for the French, but they're getting to the speed of the match now. 10.5 minutes are thereabouts gone. Kiwis ahead 6-0.
It's important, Eddie, that the French do go through their sets of 6. That's a good kick. They'll apply the pressure there.
Vanderlei threatening goal. Good kick and chase by the French.
Again, controlling things is Fabien De Vecchi. Nigel van Gennep, no chance with that. Every kick is only as good as a chase, and as you can see quite clearly, it was pretty solid. Dulac getting there first. Julien Rinaldi, the halfback partnership between Rinaldi and De Vecchi, of course, it's up against the formidable pairing of the two Paul brothers.
The dropout on the bounce on halfway, collected though by Bonke, and here comes Guisset. And straight into the chest just dumped Guisset to the deck. Now Jean-Pierre again. Good tackling by Rua and Robbie Paul. Wolf. And here's Jason Sands. Well, after the hollow start, France have got to the pace of the game. This is Talik now. They're within 12 metres of the line. That's the fourth tackle. Vincent Wolf at dummy half. Rinaldi. Divecci. Peshish. Good defence from the Kiwis though. That's the fifth and last for the French. Now what have they got in the locker here? They're going to go down the short side. Another little dab through. Oh, and he's lost that. They've got it back. They're playing the knock-on against Barnett.
Well, I think they're also claiming one from Stephen Kearney, but I think Kearney did knock the ball backwards. Yep. That's good refereeing by Bill Harrigan. But again, they're keen, the French, and the use of this little kick low on the ground on this slippery surface, creating the Kiwis a bit of problems.
Well, of course, it was the French who dreamt up the idea of a World Cup. They hosted the inaugural tournament in 1954. Good chase on to the French in goal area, and Bonquet picks up for France. But they did host the inaugural World Cup tournament in 54, got to the final at Parc de France, where they lost. They were finalists again in 1968. They were hosts in 1972. In 1968 they lost in the final to the Australians. So plenty of World Cup pedigree for the French. They have seen better days, but there really is a revival of the French game, particularly in the heartlands down south, Lebo. Toulouse, and we saw a great crowd at Carcassonne in the match against Tonga the other week.
All the way round, and of course Perpignan, real hotbed of rugby league, and most importantly is that the schools are now starting to play rugby league yet again. It's been a long time since they've had a good competition at that level. So it all goes well. In fact, quite a few people hinted perhaps that within a couple of years, who knows, the French side could be invited into the Super League.
Well, if they do, let's hope they go down to the south of France. Blackmore, a Leeds Rhino getting the predictable welcome from the Castleford supporters. The ball is flicked inside. Craig Smith has knocked it on.
Good defence. The Castleford supporters here, they enjoyed that. They enjoyed it more by the fact that, of course, Richie Blackmore, or should I say, plays with a team called Leeds,
and used to play here at Castleford. And the high treason to move just up the M62 to Headingley.
They don't forget.
And a man who was sent off, I'm reminded, when he last appeared here for Leeds. This is Claude Seven, the winger. A try in the win against Tonga and South Africa.
Well, this has been a good passage of play by the French. I think the Kiwis thought from that early try by Rua that maybe the French have a bit of a problem. Oh, it's a good job that Smith got to him.
That was Rinaldi was almost through. Quick play the ball. And here comes France now. The big man Jason Sands. Last tackle on the 40-metre line. Wolf gives it to Bonquet. He's the kicker in chief. And the kick is gratefully gobbled up by Jellic.
Again, a good kick and chase, but a good build-up also from the French. Good positioning by the winger Brian Jellic in the end, but I think we've stunned this Kiwi side somewhat. I don't really feel that New Zealand would have thought that France would have capitulated so early in the game, but full credit to them, they're making a good fist of it so far.
Pongier plays the ball, Richard Swain on a little darting run, hit by Sands, finished off by Wolf. Henry Paul at dummy half, brother Robbie is skirting on his shoulder, and Henry Paul is through. There's Robbie, collects it, bounces off Bonquet, can't get away though from the next man in, who is Gail Talik. Henry Paul now at dummy half on the last tackle. Swain spreads it wide to Barnett. Barnett picking up pace. Not tackled, not held. Now he is.
On that occasion, Casson did get a good tackling. The man that missed Rua for the first try, but it was a wonderful late ankle tap on the fullback Richie Barnett. The end prevented the Kiwis from scoring. They went for the power play, not for the kick. combination there from the two Paul brothers. They've just given the Kiwis the lift they need.
Kearney and Henry Paul powering in on the tackle, and it was Arnaud Dulac who felt the full weight of that. Oh, he's dropped it. Rashid Ashish has dropped it. The Kiwis in glorious position here, 10 metres from the line. Swain will go to Blackmore. You know exactly every time Blackmore gets it. Swain again. Henry Paul back to Kearney. Scrambling French defence.
See the big second row of Kearney trying to spin in the tackle at all occasions, looking for the support play. There was none there at the moment.
Henry Paul showed it to Richie Barnett, held on to the football, had to take the tackle. Rinaldi and Fonquet. Robbie Paul showed it to Rua, gave it instead to the big man Pongia. He's over, is he? Or was that a double movement? He bounced, he's got it. He's got the decision from Bill Harrigan. Appeared at one stage as though he might have been held up short and bounced his way over the line, but Bill Harrigan was spot on and saw that the try was legal, and Pongia gets his second of this tournament.
Well, another mistake by the French that allowed the Kiwis in a good position. Good work though from Pongia. Spinning out of the tackle there. Neat play there by Robbie Paul back on the inside. No doubt about it, good position by Bill Harrigan. And Pongia, I think they'll be quite pleased to have scored that try.
And my apologies to Quentin Pongia, no sign of a bounce at all, straight over the line, as that ball is straight over the top of the crossbar. 12-0. Kiwis on their way to that semi-final meeting with England next week.
Well, good play. The man that converted, but it was his brother, Robbie, threw the dummy back on the inside. Good use of the dummy runner. You can see him on that line side, but Pongia a little bit too strong for Julien Rinaldi. Tough customer, this fella. USA die attitude. He really does get himself involved. He loves international football.
And great line on Quentin Pongia. 31 tests previous to this World Cup tournament, and he hadn't scored, and he's now scored in 2 World Cup ties in a row. Quentin Pongia, 30 years of age, 33rd cap. One of the most capped internationals, and here he is again. Barnett. Tackling though by the French, and Jérôme Guisset leading the way.
It's a good tactic that the Kiwis utilise, and that's by using a prop forward running on the first receiver, and then they bring in Barnett, who comes on an angle.
But they cannot let Matt Rua run like that, and that is a lesson for England. I think Rua is so dangerous, and so is this fella. Kearney, here's Barnett. Barnett back on the inside to his centre partner, Talau. And Talau is wrestled to the ground.
New Zealand trying to get it to the right. The French are slow as he sets up.
Dab through by Robbie. Craig Smith after it. Craig Smith has touched down. Is he on the line? Bill Harrigan will want the video referee to adjudicate this. Was he onside, Craig Smith, when the little dab through from Robbie Porquet? He seems fairly happy with the grounding.
No doubt about the grounding. I think he's onside as well. Yeah. And the contact. It's the second man outside. It's not his brother Henry, but there's a man there, and yeah, you can see quite clearly. With the prop forward, was behind the line when the ball was made contact with the boot. I think you'd have to agree that Robbie Paul was just over that whitewash. This will be TRY time.
I think the team was quite happy, Bill Harrigan, with the grounding, wasn't he? He just asked the video referee to check this.
He did well to the prop forward, scooped it up, blocked it down. Nice effort.
And he's got the 4 points. Craig Smith with the try. And that's his first of this World Cup. And what's more, not only his first in the World Cup, but his first try for the Kiwis. Henry Paul doesn't waste time, lining up the conversion attempt. Smashes the ball over the top of the bar, and New Zealand are on their way, 18 points to 0. England next.
Robbie Paul said before the game that he wanted to make a big impression on the coach Frank Hendrick. I think that Robbie Paul realises as well that Stacey Jones would be the first to be selected in the half-back position. But he can certainly help his cause, Robbie Paul, to ensure perhaps he would be on the bench for next week. That's providing that the French don't come up with something absolutely superb and shock the Kiwis. I can't see it at the moment.
Well, not with an 18-0 scoreline. Having said that, there have been very many people around this country, and talking about the media, our colleagues elsewhere, who have just completely discounted the French. Last night, once England were through, they were saying, "No, that's it then, it's New Zealand in the semi-finals." Not true, it had to be played this match. And it was a little bit rude to say that, with the French still to play.
More like disrespectful.
What?
Disrespectful.
I thought we discovered yet another word in the English language.
No, they do wobble on a cold night. You know that.
Romain Shaw is on, substitute in the last 2 wins, the number 16. Texido now taking over. This fella made a massive difference when the French played the Tongans and Carcassonne. He really did get them sorted out. Devecchi. Good ball. This was Jumpy.
Good tackle though from Rua.
Here's Devecchi again. And skipper. Now Rinaldi running at the defence. Well, stabbing the ball in an angled fashion. Nobody there. The only man who was there was Brian Jellick, the Kiwi wing.
What about effort? You can see there they just dropped like a cherry in a pudding. Really well. The positional player is the winger Brian Jellick. He reads the game extremely well.
A cherry in a pudding. I'm just trying to work out what it would look like if it dropped into a pudding.
It wouldn't bounce, would it?
The kick downfield is from Henry Paul, and it's collected by Freddie Bonquet. Charging forward with Logan Scott, and he's not with Bonquet by Robbie Paul.
I'm sorry, Eddie, I realise that you live in Cheshire, you wouldn't have a pudding.
No, we have dessert. And now is then the winger.
It's important that the Kiwis do get a good hit out, especially in that department. They've got to make some big hits. It's been far too easy for them in the qualifying rounds.
Well, they haven't really been tested, have they? And
none whatsoever.
That could be the key for England, you know. England have had a massive match last night against the Irish. They played the Aussies, of course, first up.
Well, that's the sort of defence that they will be looking for tonight. And yeah, every one of those in the English camp will be watching with interest. But they all realise that this Kiwi side is very, very good indeed.
Well, we know that, don't we, from the last time they toured this country.
But I don't think they're invincible.
It will take a mighty effort from the English to beat them, though. We shall see. Oh, there's a mistake by Swan. You've only really got to put a bit of pressure on the New Zealanders, and never know what might happen.
Well, that's going to be the problem, isn't it? Because over those 3 qualifying games, they've had the opportunity to keep the ball alive and just throw the ball around, gay about, pass it around at will, with no pressure being applied. And that's where England have to really get into their face, trying to confuse this big pack of forwards.
Well, but after their second appearance in the World Cup final, remember the Kiwis, they lost in 1988 to Australia at Eden Park, a bastion of rugby union in New Zealand, but in 1988 they got 48,000 people there. And since the Auckland Warriors came into being and they moved into the Australian Rugby League and now the National Rugby League, the New Zealanders really have come on in leaps and bounds. That's why they are regarded as number 2 seeds for this. That's a nice little kick though. They might have got the try.
Has Dulac got the fingertip to it?
No, he hasn't. The referee has ruled the dropout. I think Henry Paul just got there in the nick of time.
A little chip through from Rinaldi. Pretty close. Let's have a closer look at this. That's a try.
He's missed the ball.
On the line, mate. Sure.
He's brushed the ball.
Let's see, done with the belly button. Maybe the fingernail, no. Nice effort though.
It would have been a little ring on the pink for that one. Here's Tuxedo again. He does well, the French. Oh, what a shame. Sort just dropping the ball under pressure.
Good awkward to handle there.
Gilles, the French coach.
Locks in.
He was a man who won 25 caps for his country, 1986 to 1993. Incidentally, the Welsh have made it through to the semi-finals. It's England, Australia and Wales. So we know that we will be seeing the Welsh up against the Aussies next Sunday at 6:30 on Sky Sports 1. On Saturday, it's England against the winners of this. And Wales have got to the semi-finals in 1995 and the five wickets have repeated the dose. But now they face the mighty Australians. Good running from the Kiwis. Kalis grounded 6 metres away. Henry Paul, angle kick. Robbie's after this. Oh, and the winger Seven did enough to put him off, and just got a touch on it, got rid of it.
Pretty close to a try as well. You can see there that Seven made a real meal of it.
He had the air shot, didn't he?
Garno do that through, and just bobbled again. Robbie Paul nearly poached one then. Been impressive there, aren't they? Two Paul brothers, they combining well.
Joe Bangman on the football now. Rumours continue to link him with the Bradford Bulls, but Brian Noble was revealing nothing last night. Our guest. This is Ruben Wiki. They have such strength on that bench, the Kiwis. Logan Swan. Richard Swain. Henry Paul. Short ball. Great strength again. Good defence though. The run from Bandana. They repel the ball to them. Can they stop him here? Barnett. Richie Barnett. Hold down again. Takes four to bring him down though. That's critical. Kiwis camped on the French line. Swain fancies a chance himself. And the French did well there.
Great scramble in defence. They really had to work overtime. Well, you can see clearly now that the two Paul brothers running the angles. The hooker just going for the kick and run. Richard Swain, because that's the other option that Frank Endicott has, of course, utilising Robbie Paul in the hooking role. So we've got plenty of players to mix and match.
Releases it, but it sticks in the heavy going. Tuxedo. Rinaldi always stabbed that forward, and that's a gift really for
play on.
Wiki. 6 to go it will be. He should really have claimed that, Wiki.
Slicker surface, and they applied the pressure, came up with the goods. But that's the defence that the Kiwis were looking for. The substitute, Wiki, drag it in. That's another mistake. That'll be play on.
Yes, it is. And this is Nathan Kalis. Right on the halfway line. Swain, Kearney. Robbie Paul hit the gap. Bonke closed the door.
Interesting to see how the Kiwis using a very flat pass sometimes after the first man. They're not really standing deep. New Zealand, they're quite happy to keep working hard, doing the angles in and around the ruck area. They obviously feel that the French side have problems in that department.
Ball is flicked back. The Kiwis retain possession. Here's Richard Swain, punishing run from dummy half. Coming up to half an hour gone. Last tackle here. This set of 6 for New Zealand. They're ahead 18-0. And Barnett finds Robbie Paul. Robbie Paul gets it away to Willie Talau. Oh, they've missed the kicks all over the show. And Robbie Paul's been over the try.
Look at the grounding.
Was in front and didn't get the grounding right.
Well, he's not interested in on front. It's just the grounding.
Played at the ball. So that's all right. You're just looking to see whether he's knocked it on or not.
Fans any knock on. Be a try. Seems to have full control there.
Full downward pressure.
Robbie Paul will surely get on the score sheet. No doubt in my mind. I'm not the video referee.
Well, he's hoping for his third try in the World Cup of 2000. And that is Robertson. The Bradford Ball skipper, Robbie Paul, in for the latest New Zealand try.
Well, he said he'd want to impress his coach, and he certainly is doing that. Lutello went for option of the kick. Never say die attitude. You see how it came off the legs of Claude Savant. So it play on.
So Robbie Paul, 2 tries earlier on in this tournament, another one here tonight now, that's 3 in all. And Brother Henry to oblige with the extras, which he does. 24-0. Well, if New Zealand win this, which they are on course to do, we will have the same 4 semi-finalists as we had in 1995.
Basic rugby league football, good work in the forwards and then utilising the link out wide, and Willie Tallow will kick through for that man to score a try. Well, he's certainly impressed, hasn't he?
They're an impressive outfit, and there's a penalty here for the New Zealanders coming for offside at the kick-off. They were all ahead of the football as it was kicked. Bill Harrigan stood way out on the far side to watch that. They're all offside over the halfway line before the ball was kicked.
Well, a bit pedantic there from the Australian referee. I mean, with the scoreline at 24-0, I know he wants to make a point, but every drop out underneath the sticks, every kick off. I know that particular rule is there, but it's broken all the time. I think he's just been a little bit too picky there.
Robbie Paul with the pass inside to Kalis.
Get him up quick.
To Swain. Robbie Paul again involved in just about everything. Blackmore stopped it.
That'll bring a big cheer.
We are back up. Clean up, one.
Jean-Marc Garcia played the ball via Wolf. It went to Texino. Played Super League as this fellow, Frederick Texino, for Paris Saint-Germain and Sheffield Eagles. Two sides who are no more, of course, in Super League terms. Rinaldi, that's a good ball and a great run. Great run there from Gail Talek. And supported by the substitute as well, Carrasco. A goal with the top. A little tester for the winger, Jellic.
Again, he reads it well. It's impressed me, Brian Jellic.
Henry Paul. On the angle. Oh, too fancy.
Well, okay, 24-0. He's trying to
say that the Frenchman knocked it down. It'll be interesting to see what the report is from the touch judge here.
You could see there that Romain Sort was just trying to get him the arm around the tackle. I don't think he intentionally goes to the ball, no.
Might have flicked that.
If he did, it was unintentional.
It's not deemed to have been a knock-on by referee and touch judge. So Cassin plays the ball. Here's Bonke. France get over for a try. Raise the roof if they did. Dulac. Good battling little run from Dulac. Oh, and the Salah didn't like that. And Dulac didn't like the fact that he nearly got a cauliflower ear. And the touch judge is on.
Mr. Tallow will have a few words spoken to him.
Unfortunately, dropping his head, took me out of it.
You can see the Frenchman look straight away at the touch judge. Penalty given.
Mon ami, he said.
to the play of the Kiwis. Lack of concentration.
Wolf gets the pass away. Guisset, good strong run. They've got plenty of tackles on the bank here, the French. Wolf again, back it goes to Rinaldi. Now De Vecchi. Rinaldi takes over, neat run around. Through the hands though of the substitute Carrasco. They've lost a bit of ground there, the French.
Well, the one thing that the Kiwi coach Frank Endicott will want, especially with the fact that he knows that the English camp will be watching tonight, is that they want to keep that 0 opposite the name of the French side. They do not want to concede a try.
Gulak again. Callow's there goes again. With Robbie Paul this time. High kick is from De Vecchi. The cracker. Oh, it's well played by Barnett though.
They went searching and the radar was spot on. It was a high kick. Confidence there of the New Zealand skipper.
What a signing for the Broncos.
Certainly is.
The London Broncos, that is.
He really is a talent.
Belief in the capital, Steve-O, if I'm right in reading the signs, that they do believe they have a team, Super League 6, that can shake a few.
Well, they're pretty confident. They certainly have signed some top-class players. Well, it's difficult, of course. It takes a while sometimes for players to settle into a new environment.
I was going to say Ponke there had it all to do. He just ran the ball out, touching goal. Drop out coming in here from the French fullback.
And also realise that no point in getting crunched with 3 Kiwis when you can get the same result by just going over the Denning goal line. Been around a while. To Bonke.
Yes, he has. And incidentally, he has scored in each of his last 9 internationals. So he will want to at least get on the score sheet with a goal tonight, if nothing else, to maintain that record. But the Kiwis in no mood, as Steve-O says, to allow that 0 to be scrubbed out. It's 24-0, and we've got about 2.5 minutes for the half-time break. And Richard Swain was the man at dummy half, and he was nearly through then, wasn't he, Kalis? Swain again. Long pass, Henry Paul. On to Robbie, back on the run around. There is Logan Swan. Flicked up out the back door. They're allowed to play on. It's the 4th tackle. Henry Paul retains possession for his nation. It's with Robbie. Now Kalis again. Turning and spinning, such a quick fellow. I beg your pardon, that was Bangan and not Kalis. This is Robbie Paul. Oh, and Pinac hammered the ball into the roof of the stand behind the post.
The guy who got there first was the fans behind the post. Found out. It ricocheted around there like a pinball.
Nearly hit the camera.
He's working overtime. Both the Paul brothers are.
Here's Henry.
One thing that Frank Endicott will be looking for more than anything is that New Zealand start getting into a team situation. So difficult with such a big scoreline that you can start going a bit of individual stuff, far too much of it. You know, easy to score, it's nice to score, get a hat-trick perhaps, but a coach will be looking for coordination and different plan moves.
Mark through the ball. Just stepped over the top of the would-be defenders. He is one of the best in the world. And despite the fact that the French defenders were going low to try and bring him down, he just simply trod all over them.
Normally the provider, you can see there that De Vecchi trying to get in with a low tackle, but he's such a big man, so strong. And you can see that De Vecchi was actually going backwards. Trying to stop his momentum, you've got to be moving forward, snap at the lower part of the legs, but if you're going backwards, you're going to be off balance, and it's easy peasy for this fella, Stephen Kearney.
I think we said in our pre-match discussion with Sean McRae, who we'll be talking to again at half-time, that the forward power of the Kiwis would probably be too much for France to hold on to. And indeed 4 of their 5 tries now have come from the forward pack. So Henry Paul, opportunity here to make it 30-0 at half-time for New Zealand. And 30-0 it is. There's the half-time siren. A perfect opening 40 from Henry Paul and his New Zealanders. Willie Talau in the centre, such a big man, and the French, well, I think they know that their World Cup is coming to an end. They have rarely threatened the New Zealand line, and when they have, the Kiwis have been there aplenty to keep them out. It started with a Henry Paul penalty in the first minute, and it continued with tries from Rua, Pongia, Smith, Robbie Paul and Stephen Kearney. The New Zealanders ahead, 30-0 at half-time. And Bill Harrigan, the Australian referee, just about to blow the whistle and get this second 40 minutes underway. Amazing, the Socceroos are over here, the Kangaroos are over here, the Wallabies are here, Steve-O is here. Is there anyone left in Australia, Steve-O, at the moment?
Yeah, my family.
They must have a big place all to themselves.
Sure will. It's my daughter Alyssa's birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, love.
Yes, because they'll be watching this back home in Australia, this World Cup. This is Henry Paul now. He finds brother Robbie. Robbie to Richie Blackmore.
Into the forward pass there.
Logan Swan to drive it in again at the French.
Such a hard man to put down as a loose forward, Swan. Such a gangly runner.
Crossfield kick from Henry Paul. It's high, it's hanging, it's bounced, it's come back. The referee has blown the whistle, though he saw a knock on by New Zealand.
I think you find that Stephen Kearney was just a touch in front as well when it came off Nigel Maganar.
Vincent Wolf is the dummy half for the French. They're trying to work this ball away from their own line. Fonke, though, is greeted by Swan and Henry Paul.
Well, you see quite clearly that
great tackle on Jason Sands.
The message from Frank Endicott is, come on, see how they're getting out of the blocks very quickly. They want to make a big impression with this defensive line. They want to throw the gauntlet down to the English for next weekend.
Fonke with the kick over the top to try and relieve the pressure somewhat, but Richie Barnett will come back now and turn the screw again. What do you think Frank Endicott's target would be in this second half? Obviously keep them scoreless, but what would he settle for on the New Zealand side of the score?
I don't think he's worried about the scoreline. I think he just wants to see some quality football, combination of the forwards, putting them into a position, into attacking position, so that the likes of the two Paul brothers can sort of get things working. But it's a team effort that will count. But it's the defensive quality. I'm sure that Frank would have said, no way will we allow France over that try line.
Logan Swan trying to skirt away from Tuxedo. He flicks the ball back to Robbie Paul. Here is Richie Blackmore. Blackmore gets it away to Robbie again. That's a wonderful New Zealand try. That is a sensational try. Robbie Paul's second of the match. And that had its origins in Super League. Gilles Dumas, well, he has got major problems tonight, even though it's been a successful World Cup for the French. But not this quarter-final, I'm afraid.
Well, this is the type of play that I was trying to impress upon you that Frank Endicott would enjoy. The way that Logan Swan held the ball up, good pass on the inside, but great support there. The switch of play, but look at the strength of this man. Just holds him off. Quick, good hands, and great support play. That'll bring a smile to Mr. Endicott. Brings a smile to this fella too, Robbie Paul. He's making a big point.
And brother Henry now lines up his 7th kick of the night. He's pulled it in front of the post this time. 34 points to nil. Well, that would be good news, I'm sure, for Frank Endicott. Not so for Gilles Dumas. What were the coaches saying at half-time? Rod Studd is our reporter pitchside tonight.
Well, Eddie, you and Steve have caught it correctly. New Zealand's goal is to keep France scoreless. They want to be clinical and eliminate sloppiness. They also want to put more pressure on the French kicker. He feels that'll bear fruit for the Kiwis. He says he doesn't care how boring it is, Frank Endicott. That zero is the most important thing. Gilles Dumas, as expected, isn't happy. He feels France were a better side than they did in the first half. He says they've made too many mistakes on both sides of the ball. The ball retention hasn't been good enough. They missed too many tackles. He wants more gang tackling and not just one man in on the tackle.
That's the game plan. It's all going according to the script for Frank Endicott at the moment, but not for Monsieur Dumas. Talau is able to get to the halfway line, and they've got bags of tackles left in this particular count. It's Ruben Wiki for the New Zealand. Oh, he offloads again to Robbie Paul. Robbie Paul then on his inside to Nathan Kalis.
Quick hands as well. You could see there that before the French defence could move up, the Kiwis had got 3 passes away within the 10-metre mark.
Logan Swan standing. Oh, wasn't the best pass that.
Just trying to force it in an impossible situation. Of course, we did it a few moments ago, created the try for Robbie Paul. Just a little bit too fancy, trying to get it off to Richie Blackmore. It's a great opportunity for the Kiwis to cement and try out any set moves or plans that they've been working on the training paddock.
Whoa, that's the ball away. That's great tackling though. Brian Jellick with the tackle, and he felt the full weight of that.
Well, I mentioned the positional sense of this Brian Jellick.
Nowhere but to go there, only over the whitewash.
Offered in the option, the outside. In that first half, Jellick's positional play was superb, and there again it was wonderful from the winger.
Jean-Pierre has returned to the fray. This is Richie Barnett. He caught a bit high by his opposite number, Freddie Bonke, but to be fair to Bonke, he was falling, the New Zealand skipper. He is Kearney. French all over Stephen Kearney, and they're trying to slow them down and play the ball now. Good drive by another with big substitution. That's Joe Banganer, and he is 16 stone 10, by the way. We've checked the records. He might not be 120 kilos, but he's 16 stone 10. Good hands. Barnett. This is Talau.
So you believe me now, I'm 44 short.
I know you're short.
I'm older than 44 as well.
Not the best pass, but Blackmore did well. And Blackmore has escaped the clutches. He's got it to Jellick, and New Zealand had another try. Well, it was a sloppy pass. It was a long, long pass that hit the deck. And Blackmore did well, and then he fed Jellick. And Jellick was over for the try. Well, they're keeping up to their average here on New Zealand.
Great work there from Henry Paul, but great work with the Kiwis off the football as well. Blackmore involved in the first 2 tries in the second half, but look how the black jerseys came back on the inside. It made the French defence hesitate. In and out from Blackmore, goes the dummy, knows that Jellick's going to be there.
Brian Jellick, 4 tries on his test debut against Tonga last year, incidentally. This is his first appearance since he scored against Lebanon at Gloucester. So they're continuing to rack up the points, the New Zealanders. It's 38-0 now, the 7th try of the night. And Henry Paul with the opportunity to right the wrong of a few minutes ago. A little bit further wide towards the touchline. But can he find the mark? No, exactly the same again. 38-0.
Unselfish running from the support players back on the inside. Defence hesitates. See how they just hold back. What's he going to do with it? Not the best pass. but snapped up well. That's all you can ask for from the centre, is to provide your winger with a try.
Just Henry Paul's goal-kicking ratio has just flopped a little bit now. It's, let me see, 5 out of 8 for Henry. I suppose when you're running in tries the way that the Kiwis do, you don't necessarily need a goal kicker, but they might need a goal kicker against England and Australia, who will pop them over from all 4 corners of the ground.
Well, I get the impression that he'll be concentrating somewhat more when the pressure is on, and believe you me, the pressure will be on next week. That really will be a thriller of a match.
Quickly here, quick!
Yes, I'm sure the both semi-final venues will be interesting places to be next weekend. It's at the Reebok in Bolton, I think, England and the Kiwis. And here goes Talau. He's down the wing. Talau's in for another. The 8th New Zealand try. They are almost scoring at will now.
Well, suspected forward there.
Big smiles though on the Kiwis' faces.
He wasn't hanging around to find out. Full credit to Harrigan, he looked across, but his pass from was Kearney. That looks forward. It was being dragged and spun around. With Harrigan, a good look towards the touch judge. With Paul Brothers, it was Kearney. But the big centre, Talau, was not hanging around to find out. He knew the objective was to score the try. He did just that.
24-year-old Willie Talau, who plays for the Canterbury Bulldogs, shot to prominence with the Bulldogs in the 1998 side that made it to the grand final, beaten there by Brisbane, but Talau actually over for a try in the 12 points to 38 defeat. Oh, that's a better kick from Henry. 44-0.
Well, that'll make you smile, Eddie. It was a gamble from the big second row, Stephen Kearney. It did look somewhat forward. Either way, the smile on the face of Talau said, I'm in for another try. They're explosive. Right across the park are the Kiwis. Give them an inch, they will take more than the mile.
Well, 1988, they were last in the World Cup final. Men like Mark Graham, Kurt Sorensen, Gary Freeman, Kevin Iro, Dean Bell, all took part then. This vintage 2000 might just go one step better, but it's got to get past England first next weekend in the semi-final. Penalty against the French.
You had your hand on the ball.
And Jason Sands just had his hand in on the football, according to Bill Harrigan.
Just a fingertip there. He's worked hard as Jason Sands brought forward.
Well, they've all worked hard, to be fair, the French. They're just up against quality opposition.
Line me up. Stay on.
And this is quality, there's no doubt about that.
Well, Mr. Kearney has decided to go and play out in the centres. That would spell the danger for the French, especially with the likes of Blackmore and Talau in the centres combining.
Standing, but eventually taking the tackle.
You can see the Kiwis, they are standing deep now.
Well, they're all hunting try.
He was taken out there, surely by the Sheesh, the prop forward, number 8 there. Referee didn't see it.
Henry Paul, Logan Swan. Running the angle, Logan Swan. Ball back on the inside. It's been dropped though. Blackmore is having a torrid time with his supporters.
The big game though is this was forward. He picked it up. Such a lanky player, Logan Swan, but he has this wonderful ability to fend off and then offload.
made 3 errors tonight, though, Richie Blackmore. And so far in this World Cup, he has been faultless on average.
Well, at 44-0, you can be excused for trying to keep this ball alive, as we just mentioned. It's so difficult for players. That'll be a penalty. It's a problem there for Jean-Marc Garcia, the most experienced of the French players. And you can see that's what we classify as a gang tackle. On the number 13, that's Pascal Jean-Pied. Didn't miss him. It was that type of tackle introduced into Australia around about 20 years ago. 2 men keep him moving, twist him round, and the third man confuses the referee by thinking that the man is still trying to gain progress. Doing so, it offers a beautiful target for someone to come in and hit them in the ribs, and that's exactly what's occurred.
Jean-Marc Garcia, the most capped international in this tournament, by the way, winning his 38th cap tonight.
That's the incident for Garcia. On the loose forward, Pascal Jean-Pied. It was a different matter. It was a gang tackle that certainly shook his rib cage.
You walked into him. Watching on anxiously, thinks he knows that in danger of being totally swamped. 44-0 is bad enough, but there are still 25 minutes remaining.
Well, even at 44-0, you could see from that right shot how the defensive line of the Kiwis on both sides, no one's having a rest. See how they're moving in, getting right into the faces of the Frenchmen.
Frank, it's a back slam, mate. Can't do it.
Craig Smith penalised for slamming the Frenchman into the ground.
Tackle till he back slammed him.
You can see that the arm is definitely underneath.
Well, the Catholic crowd getting behind the French, hoping against hope that something might be here. Hashish on the run. He was missed by Henry Paul, thankfully.
Henry Paul went for a big hit.
Vincent Wolf, the Devecchi, Jason Sands. Rinaldi, Jean-Pied, almost through, wrestled to the ground.
And the loose forward seems to have recovered very quickly indeed.
Devecchi, gobbled up though by the defence of Ruben Wiki. There's Rinaldi, stabs the ball to the in-goal area. And Barnett just content to slide the ball over the dead ball line.
Getting goal. He gets there first. Does it right as well.
Yes, he gets down the pressure in it. So he uses all the danger by doing that. Well, credit the French, they're not packing it in, they are trying everything they know, and they would celebrate like you wouldn't want to believe if they actually get over for a try here. This is the winger, Claude Seven.
That's one, let him have quick back, straight, all inside.
Well, you can hear the Kiwis, a big call to everybody is come on, make that defence, make it solid. Don't give them the opportunity to score any points at all.
Rinaldi showed it to Sands and kept hold. Took the third tackle, struggling to get to his feet, does so now, plays it to Wolf. Wolf then gives it to Jean-Pied.
You can see it's nearly one-out football. Second phase of attack is virtually non-existent by the Frenchmen. Really demoralised.
Bonquet. Back it goes, Dulac. Hashish.
Ooh, that's a big hit. That was one big hit from Willatello.
Devecchi stabs the ball through the defensive line again. Oh, mistake! Chances here! Still chances here! Still chances here! Oh,
he missed it.
Has Devecchi scored?
I think he misses it. He's given it. I don't think he's gone for the screen, but I get the impression that the skipper, Marianne Devecchi, missed that. One thing was for certain, the Kiwis were messing around big time.
cue the can-can. The French are on the ball.
Little chip through as well. Offered some nice touches there as Rinaldi. Must say, Nigel Vangadar made a real meal of it. Now then, does he? Yes, he does. Just gets it down.
And it was Claude Servent, the winger, I think, who got the final touch. There is Devecchi. And in from this left-hand side of the screen now. Well, yes, I think it is Claude Servent who got to it.
Not that they'll argue. Mission achieved. And Frank Endicott will be not too impressed with that.
So the line has been breached at last. 44 points to 6. It took them almost an hour though to get across the line, the French. And it's Claude Servent, man from the Saint-Gaudens club, who got tries in the wins against Tonga and South Africa and made his full debut against Russia in 1991. 7 tries now in his last 5 appearances for France in this past 12 months. So the line breached at long last. And there is the face of a coach not terribly impressed.
Mainly due to the fact that on quite a few occasions in that first half as well, when both Devecchi and Rinaldi, the two halfbacks, were going for that short kick. And it's quite obvious that the Kiwis do have a bit of problem in that department. When the little kick goes through, they have the ability to fumble it. And Mr. Kia will have taken notice also.
Well, Sean Monk and Paul Deakin, Tony Smith, I'm sure they'll all be looking very interesting at this, is to try and find a chink in this New Zealand armour.
Well, we did mention that the Kiwis, they are a very big outfit indeed.
Nice kick over the top from Devecchi, but swallowed up by Barnett. A good chase though.
A bit of an elbow there from the full back. Sheshi would have felt that.
Who is the man of the match? 09009 10 10 13. And your prize, if you agree with Sean McRae and Steve-O, is a trip to Old Trafford and that World Cup final on November the 25th. It's a week on Saturday now. Gets ever closer. This is Pongia. Releases the ball. And Henry Paul got it and gets it back from Logan Swan. And then it goes back in field. And here now is Sands.
Back to 6, it came off a French player.
He's got to be offside.
He didn't pick up the offside position.
Watch for the quick tap from Henry Paul, or is he going to kick it into the corner?
Jerome Guisset was the man who was caught offside.
Little doubt that there was a hand in there.
Pongia, great strength, back it goes to Henry Paul. And Matt Rua has returned to the scene. There's a Frenchman down, injured in back play as Henry Paul snatches it away from one, gets it to Craig Sand. Let's do it. Craig Smith. Richard Swain, long ball. Robbie Paul, Richie Blackmore, try, New Zealand. Try given. The French are feeling that it was a forward pass to Blackmore. Richie Blackmore gets over for the try for the Kiwis.
Twisted in the tackle, offloading at will now. Neat work by the halfback. Waited until the defence committed. It's okay. Good play by Robbie Paul. The centre Blackmore in for yet another try. Smiles all round.
Well, continuing to get some stick from the terraces here at Castleford, but he's got a great record in internationals for his country over the past 9 years. And he actually played in that 16-all draw at Palmerston North that we referred to at the top of the programme between these two nations in 1995. Well, at last Frank's got something to smile about. Great character, Frank Endicott, saying farewell to the international scene at the end of this World Cup, of course, concentrating full-time on his duties at Wigan, not that he didn't do that in Super League 5. Henry has missed another. points to 6. And I wonder whether the World Cup final, if the New Zealanders get there, I wonder whether that will be the glorious consolation prize for Frank Endacott after his failure to wrest the grand final from St Helens this year. But it's a big if that they're going to get there. England will be licking their lips and will certainly be building for that semi-final at Bolton next Saturday. It's Australia against Wales now. We know that at Huddersfield on the Sunday evening. And I think we can just about say with some certainty now that it's England against New Zealand next Saturday. Well, I've criticised others for being rude to the French.
I don't think you've been rude at 48-6. I think that you're pretty spot on.
Blackmore nearly fumbled it.
That would have been the loudest cheer to knock that on.
Logan Swan.
He's got a good game, hasn't he? Tireless work of both in attack and defence. So impressed with the way that he offloads.
Beautiful ball. Great support from Robbie Paul. He was fed there by Ruben Ricky. And that's the hat-trick for Robbie. Under the sticks. Hat-trick for Robbie Paul. And he enjoyed that moment. 2 against the Cook Islands at Reading. And 3 here tonight.
Basic strength and speed. Good support play against a very tiring French defence now. Hat-trick time. He's certainly done enough to give Frank Endacott a nudge. Well, he really has some great players at his disposal, hasn't he? Stacey Jones, of course, rested for this particular match.
But Robbie might be playing his way onto the bench at least for next weekend.
I don't think there's any doubt about that after his performance tonight.
Henry adds the extras, 54-6.
We certainly enjoyed it. I suppose deep down Frank Endacott would have enjoyed it too, but it's going to be a different matter next weekend. I saw the English camp are pretty confident.
Yes, they feel that New Zealand can be beaten. And they feel that they are the nation to do it. And as every true-blooded Englishman would say, let's hope so.
Well, if they can play like they did in the second half yesterday, they're certainly with a great chance. It was a pretty polished performance by England. Now, if they can do that for the full 80 minutes, keep the mistake rate down and also ensure that their defence is solid. A little bit shaky for about 20 minutes in that first half, in and around the ruck area.
And they went to sleep a little bit defensively late on to allow Ireland that late try, didn't they?
Well, John Keane would have been disappointed, but I think that John Keane would have been happy with the fact that whatever they said at half-time, in and around, especially in that defensive ruck area, they sorted it out. And it must be a very confident side that will face the Kiwis.
Tony Carroll with his first touch since he's been on, making a mistake. Tony Carroll, of course, the Brisbane Broncos, and next year Leeds Rhinos. Haven't we got some great stars coming over here next year for Super League 6?
Would indicate to you as well, Tony Carroll, only at the centre. Quite happy to pack into the second row. They're big and strong, and they're hits, especially this fella, Craig Smith.
Heshish up the middle again for the French, turned over and dumped on his back. Rinaldi and Dimechi. Vincent Reach begins the coming half again. Jason Sands. They tried hard on row. That's the last tackle, by the way, the set of 6, and he didn't hear the call, didn't Sands, so it's a turnover.
Don't hang on, fellas. Make the tackle roll up.
Yeah.
Right, let go.
He was quite happy to use the big forwards, trying to suck in this French defence, and then, of course, the two Paul brothers are taking control. It's been a pleasure to play behind such a big, strong pack. Kiwis can throw altitude. Always going forward.
Richard Swain's going forward now, cutting a hole at the middle. Desperate defence from Despa and Wolf. Henry Paul will float the kick out wide. Oh, it's to nobody. They all moved in. They all come in off the wing over on that left-hand touch line.
I thought it was a good kick. Really, someone should have been there. Vanganar, he'd come in off the whitewash. Willie Tallow, he was caught in no man's land. He was allowed to bounce over. Not surprisingly, the French not too eager to get this scrum down. They want that clock to quickly get to 80 minutes.
Yes, they've got 11 minutes to go, and then their World Cup 2000 will be over.
Wheeling the scrum. Yeah. You saw last night, two sets of forwards actually pushing. Whatever next. They come with some big hits. And that will be pleasing Frank Endicott. No end.
Yes, it's a decent workout for them. This. Nothing like playing in a match. All right to do things on the training field unopposed, but to play in a match and put your plans into some sort of semblance of order, that's just what he would want.
Oh, that's good play from the first and second markers, applying the pressure.
Duel acted well though to get the ball away.
Well, the French have made much inroad when it's in dummy half. The occasional sprint from Vincent Wolf.
Jumpy was the victim of another gang tackle then. He didn't like it too much either. Can't blame him. 09009 10-10-13. Lines open for 10 more minutes. Pick a man of the match. Sean McRae and Steve are doing exactly that with you now. And we'll announce the winners at the end of this game.
I must say there's been quite a few of that gang tackling from the New Zealanders. I'm sure the English players are aware of that. It is one way, legally of course, providing that the two players keep moving the ball carrier and leave them exposed. It's one way of ensuring that one of the stars in the opposition can be taken out of the game.
Joe Vanganar broke the line again. That's the last tackle though. French getting there in numbers. Here's Robbie Paul, looks wide and finds the brother. The runner then is Wookie, and just couldn't get it in. Tony Carroll.
Zero there.
Just a little bit too elaborate there. With the simple run around and then opted for the little chip over the top. But full credit to them, I suppose they've got to keep trying these options. And again we see that the eagerness in this defence to kind of moving up quickly on that blind side. The poor French, that must be a penalty.
The knock on.
Not so sure about the arm dragging the ball away. Certainly looks that way. Carrasco looks at Mr. Harrigan in disbelief. So do I, Bill.
Here we go.
Nothing new in that. Robbie Paul, Henry Paul, justice in your book, scene to be done.
And eventually a smile. He knows he was going to get the bird for the poo-poo. Kiwi bird, of course, but you can see that he was trying to pull away, trying to attract the fullback Frederick Bonke, so that they could perhaps do the run around. This has been a good hit out for the New Zealanders.
Yes, they will now be turning their thoughts to the English. They have eased their way through. It was 206 points before tonight. So that's 260 points that the New Zealanders have scored in their 4 games so far. It's some record that.
Well, you just saw the stat there, 16 errors from the Kiwis, but it's hard to look too deep into a stat like that with the side keeping the ball alive at every opportunity, searching for more and more points and tries. It might just be something that needs to niggle in the mind of Frank Endicott and maybe some of the Kiwi players. Ball retention, as you know, Eddie, in a very tight game is so important.
They're so dangerous though, aren't they, when they run from deep like Swain did just then. They really do have pace, and here's more of it from the two Pauls. Good hands. Tony Carroll. Rush away from Rinaldi, but the young scrum half did well, stuck to his guns. This is the last. Henry will hoist the bomb. Matt Ruhr is after this. It's claimed well by Arnaud Dulac.
His eyes on the football all the time. Arms up in the air, reaching down to protect the ball into his chest. He's had a hard night. Arnaud Dulac came very close to scoring a try in the first half. But it's been pretty tough out there when we're against the likes of Blackmore and Tallow. Awkward guys to tackle.
Desplan played it to Wolf. He found De Vecchi. De Vecchi then on to Roman Sort. And in the end, Nigel Bangener doing the job on Claude Sevent, the winger, forcing him over the whitewash and into touch. I'll say Nigel Bangener, Steve-O, different player than we saw at Warrington, even though he ran all those tries in, 17 in 1997 for the Wolves. Good ball from Robbie to Richie Barnett. There's 1, 2, 3, 5 white jerseys round Barnett then. Eventually took 2 to bring him to ground. And he now is Wiki. Kiwi's looking to end with another try and a goal.
I must say that Ruben Wiki has certainly done a good job since he came off the bench. Not given.
Still going.
Probably get there, will he?
Joe Bangener. Well, that must be. That's got to be. Oh, he was surrounded by a posse of Frenchmen, and Frank saw the humour in it as well.
Ring of roses, and he came out with a poses.
Yes, a tissue, but they didn't fall down. Good defence. They hauled him back then.
He did go to nursery school then.
He did. That's the only one I did go to. And enjoyed it anyway.
Well, it's getting lively for the last final minutes of this match.
Robbie.
Tackle again by Dulac.
Henry on the charge. Almost through. Good defence from the French. No white flag on show here. Not yet. Henry Paul looping past the Barnett. Wide ball to Blackmore. Oh, good stuff. Well done. Jarrett was held up again. Barnett with a crossfield kicking backwards. Let's rebuild, he says maybe.
We saw Sean Long do one of those in the dramatic end.
They did well, the French. Oh, and he's not happy with that. Good scrambling defence from the French then.
And it brought a wonderful cheer. Not that the crowd will lift that man's spirits. Gilles Dumas knows that he has come up against a very, very good, strong outfit tonight.
Gilles Dumas. That's something you wear in it with no sleeves in a gilet.
Well, I'll tell you what, for a man that didn't get great sleep tonight,
Fair play.
I think you must keep your mouth shut for a few seconds.
Fair play. Fair play. All the way. Vincent Wolf. Cut down by Barnett. Chipped through by Rinaldi. Connected behind his own line. And 1, 2, 3 Frenchmen.
They finished with a flourish.
build on in France.
Certainly a positive note to end on, and as you just mentioned, Eddie, they are really getting it sorted out down there, especially in the south of France. We would love nothing better than to hope that within 2 or 3 years maybe that we could have another French side in the Super League. Let's hope so.
That'll be fantastic. Would give us the opportunity to butcher the French language almost as much as we butcher the English language.
Oh, some nice walk down that region.
I thought there'd be an ulterior motive. And there's some wonderful food as well.
Oh yes, the cassoulet. Oh, fantastic. Best in the world, if you like broad beans.
I'll tell you a very funny story if I meet you about the cassoulet when I see it.
Wait for the whistle.
Just 30 seconds of this match to go then. It's 54-6. The Kiwis will face England in the semi-final next weekend. Thank you, Lance. They have carried the tricolor with real venom in this World Cup. Well done to them. Allow his tackle. Little chip over the top from Henry Paul to finish. This will be the last tackle of this match. There's the full-time silence. Frank Endicott has guided his men to the semi-finals. Robbie Paul with the hat-trick. Big smile from him, and why shouldn't there be? So now we know the last 4 of the World Cup, and the New Zealanders have gone in 10 tries again. Robbie Paul got 3 of them. Fourth event with the only try for the French, converted by Freddie Bonquet. 54-6. So it's England against New Zealand, it's Australia against Wales. That's the last 4 of World Cup 2000. We've come a long, long way since the opening matches 2 or 3 weeks ago, and now we're at the semi-final stage.